What's good, everybody? Travo and Cream Pro Wrestling Podcast. Find us here on YouTube. Hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button. This is Cream, here to review the Friday shows, but there will not be a SmackDown review this week. I did not get to catch SmackDown on Christmas Eve. I heard a lot of crazy things happen. I will definitely have to catch up on it, but tonight we are here to review AEW Rampage from Christmas night, day 2 of Holiday Bash. Very exciting episode, so let's just get right into it. But first, if you haven't seen Travo and I review this past week's Dynamite on our weekly Dynamite review, please go check that out so you know what's going on in this episode. Give that video a like. Subscribe for more great content in the future. Alright, business out of the way. Let's get into Rampage. This was, of course, from Christmas night, and it kicked off with a match. Jungle Boy with Luchasaurus and Christian Cage versus Isaiah Cassidy with Mark Quinn, Jora Joel, and Matt Hardy. And this was a good opener, you know. Jungle Boy can do no wrong, in my opinion. He's definitely one of the very good young stars that AEW has to offer. Isaiah Cassidy, you know, he's no slouch either. This match had good action. Before the match, Jungle Boy had his leg taped. So maybe they're going with an injury angle there. You know, I thought maybe they would be the next in line to get the tag team championships. But now they got this injury angle going. Not really sure if it might cost them in the end. A good corkscrew dive to the outside by Isaiah. That was a pretty crazy move. The ending saw Quinn interfere. He grabbed Jungle Boy's foot. Christian attacks him. They brawl up the apron. Luchasaurus gives Jora Joel, who I have no idea who that is, by the way. I don't watch Dark and Elevation. Gives him a choke slam to the outside. It was nasty. Matt attacks Luchasaurus from behind. But Luchasaurus gets out of the Twist of Fate attempt into a spear by Christian Cage. Christian using the spear, don't like it. Was never his move. Stealing it from Edge. Jungle Boy then takes advantage of the distraction. Isaiah tried to take advantage of the distraction. Jungle Boy reverses into the snare trap. Isaiah taps out. Jungle Boy wins. Fantastic opener. Lots of action. Good way to kick off the Holiday Bash. Next, after a commercial break, we had a Miro promo. Miro the Redeemer says failure is no option and he will not come back until he has no imperfections. Miro. Just good, strong video package style promo here. I'm looking forward to what they have. Next up, highlight of every night, Hook versus Bear Bronson, representing Bear Country. This was not a very long match. Bear Bronson got in a lot of offense, but Hook, man, he's just too strong. They're booking him very well. He's very good in the ring. Hook, man, I'm a fan. Hook got a huge eruption. And like Bronson was really hitting him with some stuff like he hit him with a Rikishi driver, pile driver type move, dropped Hook right on his head, and he stood right up. He no-sold it. He's tough as nails. And as you would expect, Hook gets the win with the Taz mission, which he's calling Red Rum. So, yeah, man. They're booking Hook very well, and let me know in the comments, do you think they're booking Hook better than Braun Breaker, as far as being someone else's former wrestler's son? Because I shower thoughts from Cream. Next up, we had a Eddie Kingston versus 2.0 promo. Eddie just pretty much says Santana and Ortiz are going to be joining him, and they're going to have a 6-man tag match, playa. Wish Travo was here for the Teddy Long reference. So that's pretty much just going to happen. Eddie versus Daniel Garcia, though, that's probably going to be, this is leading to, and that's probably going to be a great match. So I am looking forward to that. I have an unreasonable amount of hype for a match that I normally wouldn't. I know Travo doesn't really get behind those lower card matches, but, I'm really excited for it. Next up, we had women's division action. We had Chris Statlander with Orange Cassidy versus Layla Hirsch. This was a great match. However, I do have two problems with it. First of all, no entrance for either lady. It came back from commercial break and they were already in the ring. And Chris Statlander's got some awesome music. We need to hear that. Definitely gets a boo there. And they felt that this was the match where they were plugging their card for next week. They were plugging Orange Cassidy, which, he was on the outside, so it is topical. Orange Cassidy and Best Friends versus the Undisputed Era reunited. And then also the TBS tournament semifinal, Jade versus Thunder Rosa on Dynamite next week. But this was a good women's match, despite the gripes I have with it. Really good star-making performance for Layla Hirsch. Statlander wins by submission with her crazy Boston Crab style submission. I forget what they called it. After the match, the ladies Statlander offers to shake Layla's hand, and she hits her hand away. So with the sore loser style gimmick, so maybe this is a feud and they'll continue, but they'll have another great match.
Wait. Are you feeling down about your bill? Well, have no fear. Drink some Nestle Nesquik chocolate milk. No, it tastes good to me.
Then, after that, you knew what time it was because we had a Mark Henry interview with Cody and Sammy. And this was about at the 35 mark, so there was still about 25 minutes left in the show. Rampage, very breezy, awesome show. Arn speaks for Cody. Boo. Says some old person nonsense. Tells Sammy to call him Mr. Anderson. That gimmick is already taken. Arn, there is already a Mr. Anderson. And he's from Green Bay, Wisconsin. Man, this was, what it was. But Mark Henry interview at the end of Rampage. Tradition for tradition's sake. It's time for the main event. Cody comes out first. Gets a huge boovation, man. The crowd I think they were still in North Carolina. This was taped after Dynamite. So the North Carolina crowd hated Cody, hated him. Sammy gets a very good eruption. Not like, a John Cena return or anything like that, but definitely a better, he was the face by far as the crowd was concerned. So they had David Crockett, former, some kind of president. Let me know in the comments some David Crockett history. I recognize the name, from old 80s wrestling, but I don't understand the historical significance. But he was going to give the belt to the winner of the match. So Sammy goes for his finisher immediately, like right out of the gate. And I thought maybe that's how it would end. Like it would really end like that, but no. Cody gets out of it, goes to the outside a couple times. He ducks in the crowd to gather himself. The crowd hates him. Cody sucks chant. Let's go Sammy. Cody sucks. Yeah, man, no, they were merciless. They had no mercy for Cody in this one. So late in the match, Cody hits Crossroads, but Sammy kicks out of it, burying it. Definitely. Crossroads definitely one of the most buried finishers in wrestling. But Cody, this is a big gripe for me. Like, I wasn't one of the Cody naysayers in this match, but he kicks out of a GTH, and it was a flush one too. It looked so devastating. It would have knocked out a mortal man. But of course, Superman Cody has to kick out of it. Has to be the first guy to kick out of it. Poor Sammy. I have that written a little bit further down too. Cody gets a flurry of offense in, hits 3 crossroads in a row, plus a Tiger Driver 97. You think he's going for the pedigree, it's a fun bit of trolling, which I can appreciate. Cody wins. He is the first ever 3-time TNT champion. The Nightmare family come in, celebrate with him. Man, just getting boos from the crowd. Everyone hated it, but he celebrated it like a face victory with all his family and friends, kissed his wife. Crowd hated it as we fade to black. I guess the popular consensus online is they don't like it. I am perfectly fine with Cody winning the belt and holding it again. It's not like he can go for the main championship at the moment. I'm sure there's a way they're going to come around to that. But I am perfectly fine with him being the TNT champion. I just wish that Sammy could have got something over on Cody, looked a little better. They didn't really go out of their way to protect Sammy at all. So we will have to see where Sammy Guevara goes from here. Cody doesn't have as much heel heat with me as he used to since the Flaming Table spot. So, I'm excited to see where they go with it, who he defends it against. I know Dan Lambert was talking smack on Dynamite. Until next time, tune in to mine and Travo's weekly Dynamite review. Maybe we'll get some follow-up from a lot of these storylines, but a good card announced, so we'll have to see. This is Cream, Travo and Cream, signing off. We'll see you next time.